So, let's talk about it. I'm going to break down the mix. We're going to go over my template. This beat started on my MC 101 here. I started the beat by sequencing some drums and some samples on my MC 101 and playing it back into Ableton. The MC 101's got 4 channels, and so I recorded all 4 channels, and then a 5th audio track was recording the master. We're just going to kind of get into it. Let's take a look at the mix. These were all of the takes that we recorded. What I ended up doing was re-recording the drum loop without the kick and then layering in a kick drum of my own choosing. And I loved the original 808, so I went with it. But ended up doing a good bit of mixing to it. I went through and made sure each of the notes were even with one another. When you change pitch, you start to change volume too, like especially with those low 808s. I went through, doctored it up, made sure that the hits were even first. The second step was to get the tone right. It was sounding a little bit muddy in the mid-range with all the other instruments going. I cut out and did a scoop right here. And then I plopped a bass mono utility on there. Now I do this on every low 808 type instrument that I've got, just to make sure, just to catch any odd stereo or phase issues that might be happening. Then I gave it a little bit of a boost and did a high and low pass to kind of control it a little bit more here on this next EQ. Added a R bass from Waves. It's a great little plug-in here. Set the frequency to where I liked it. This is gonna kind of depend on just your ear. Give it a little bit of compression there. I added this overdrive that was pretty aggressive, but just at like a 9% wet, but you can hear it just ringing in the back. I do another just safety EQ. The only thing this one's doing is just it's got a cut at like 30 hertz just to get any super low frequencies from messing with the phase, messing with the mix. Then I love this Soothe 2, and you can use it with your bass by side chaining the kick here. Select my kick track as the side chain, and then I put Soothe 2 in side chain mode. See, I can toggle this little on switch. It's just gonna help sort of tame that 808 as the kick's hitting with it. And that is my 808, and great. I love the way that sample hits. I pretty much just start off with a low cut, because if you notice without this, you get some low noise down below like 100 hertz. I added a touch of liquid vibe to this. Then I added a little bit of a sidechain compressor from the kick. Next few plugins are an RC20 that I've got automated at the beginning here on the intro to kind of give it a little crunch there, and then it turns off right when it drops. And then the next plugin I've got is a filter effect chain that we actually designed here on stream. I've got this macro knob that's linked to some auto filters that give it sort of a band pass sweep with some like resonance adjustment too. Gives it a nice easy light filter. It's hooked to this grain delay too to kind of help give it some crunch as I think it switches up right here. Kind of gives like an epic feel, like it's really taken out a lot at the 300 to 400 muddy range, and just sit kind of right down the middle, just underneath the verse, and then complemented by these Eastern harps that come in. doing a dip at like 600 hertz and then doing a boost a little bit higher to kind of bring out some of the bright parts of the strings. Added a little bit of compressor there. Just the stock glue, you know, nothing more than about 3 dB of reduction. This one, I wanted to contrast that first like little radio type sound, and I wanted it to get really wide because that's right when the verse cuts in, and I want that verse to sound super heavy. Allowing it to get some space in the middle by spreading out your samples starts to give you a little bit more control over your mixing ability through the art of composition. To rephrase what I was just saying, begin to fix mix problems through simple arrangement of the beat and of the instrumental. And you start to like get rid of a lot of mix issues and a lot of dynamics issues that you might have in your song. Just a little food for thought all together. Very nice. Starting to sound clean. These last few tracks I have in here are all transition effects, cash register being opened. Right at the beginning, I have this random little laser patch. And then we have this little red track here, which is the actual performance that I did of the beat from my MC101, which you can see up here in red. I took the transitions that I liked out of it. I ended up grouping all of that together into one group and then adding a little bit of a quick mastering chain on it. Vitamin, Greg Wells Mix Oomph. It kind of just really makes your mix fat. J37, give it some more saturation, and then a limiter, just kind of help control everything. That is the beat. That is the beat, and it's sounding terrific. It's sounding thick, it's sounding really full, and it's got plenty of room for those vocals to come in on it. Pretty much, we're halfway there. We've got the beat, and now we're gonna get the vocals. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I was up all night, and I was out getting it. Let me give it to you, bust some rhymes with it. I'll take you for a ride once I hop in there. You left them cause you like it, how I hit it. I know that you like money.